Hello and welcome. I am Raziel and I have been away for 2 weeks. Work has been absolutely hectic, and I've got more subscribers for not being away for 2 weeks. Alright, okay. I want to talk about Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, the game. And what Saber Interactive did so right that I hope Games Workshop, and not just Games Workshop by the way, other game companies take a leaf at what Saber Interactive did so well for Space Marine 2. Now, for those who don't know, I used to be a games journalist. I did it like 10 years ago. And the thing was, when I play games, even today, I still have that sort of critical view of the game. So I would talk about, that's how I would think about it. And I do kind of have some rules when it comes to games. Like, if I die in a game and I go, I just can't be bothered to get back up, and I'll just turn it off. It's not rage quitting, it's just like, this game's not doing it for me, I just don't want to continue. And I kind of think that's kind of boring. Now, when it comes to Space Marine 2, I did play it for quite a bit. I've enjoyed what I'm playing. This has some issues, such as when Titus becomes a Primaris Marine, the Tyranids or Tyranids, whatever you want to call them, kind of feel like you're shooting at paper. They don't feel that threatening or that hard to kill. Even the warriors or anything, it just doesn't feel that difficult, except that bloody Lictor. That was a pain in the butt. Anyway, and I think, okay, it makes sense. Tyranids like to overwhelm their enemies, so it makes sense and from that point of view of what it is. So that's fine, that's cool. And so I would, like I said, it's got issues from a critical point of view. And I would have said max 80 out of 180%. I would probably give about 70 to 75. It's an average game. It's nothing great. There's nothing really spectacular about it, but it's not so awful either. It's an okay game. But then I realised while I was playing it wasn't appealing to critics, which is one of the biggest problems of video games of this time are. They want to appeal to the critic and not the fan base. Now, I think a lot of games companies should look at Space Marine 2 and look at what they did. And what they made was a game, and it was for the fans. This game is a Warhammer 40k game. It's not for the critic. It's probably, like I said, it's got problems. Like, the gameplay is completely repetitive. There's very little actual difference in enemy models. A lot of the executions are very much the same. And okay, Tyranids being the same, that's a Tyranid thing. I understand, but like the executions, the attacks, they're very much cut and paste throughout the game. It's quite repetitive. But that's the thing. It's the game for people who like 40k. You're there to play as a Space Marine and kill Tyranids, kill Chaos, that's what the point of the game is. And it's not there to appeal to the critic. It's not there to appeal to anyone except those who like Warhammer 40k. And that's exactly what Saber Interactive has done right. Now, story-wise, I'll be honest with you, I don't really go much for story, but it's not bad, I've got to say. I do think some of the bits are kind of confusing with the lore, because, well, one of the issues is one of the Space Marines, Titus' Space Marines, the one with the blonde hair, not the black dude, the other guy, is kind of wary about, Titus being in the Death Watch. Now, the thing is, the Ultramarines throw parties for people who go to the Death Watch. It's a massive honour for an Ultramarine to be selected for the Death Watch. It's a huge honour. For Space Wolves, it's a punishment, just so you know. And why would he be wary about this dude being in the Death Watch? And this is right at the start of the game. I'm like, you should be honouring this guy. Like, this guy is someone who the chapter highly honoured. We know he was a Black Shield, that he chose to join the Death Watch. You don't actually see the thing about Black Shield. It's not actually part of the tribe. It's a personal thing. It's you choose to be part of the Death Watch, and that's it. And you're no longer an Ultramarine. And that was the other thing. Like, he got back into the Ultramarines where he would have gone like, I'm not an Ultramarine anymore, I'm a Blacksword, I completely renounced the chapter because of his failings. And that would have made sense, and I think that would have been an interesting storyline if they kept it with Death Watch and the Ultramarines going like, right, we're happy to accept you back, that you have no flaws, you're not failing within the Death Watch. And it's like, no, I've renounced my chapter. And that would have been made a lot more sense. But as I was saying, it's a game, whereas the story is a bit iffy with the lore, it's up and down with what's actually canon, and supposedly is canon. It's just like that, okay? But like I said, but what Saber Interactive have done, they've sort of like, here's a bit of story for you. Yeah, now we're just going to go and kill more things. But there's no huge long cutscenes. There's nothing like massive gripping storylines. It's, alright, we're in trouble. Can you go over here and kill things for us? Yes. Can you go over here now and kill things for us? Yes. Can you turn on this thing so we can kill more things with that thing? Yes. And that's basically what the story does. And that's all it does. And I think that's a good thing. I'm not spoiling the ending. I'm just getting around the Tyranid part at the moment. Just because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. It's quite a new game, so. Even though I still believe that, the journey is more important than the destination. But that's what they did right. It wasn't about this huge, epic story arc. It's, big twists and turns. I mean, even the first one didn't have a big twist. Oh no, the Inquisitor is actually a bad guy. Oh, who didn't see that coming? Literally everyone. Oh, he's been taken away by the Inquisitor because, this is again first game, because, close full. We knew that was going to happen. Leandros was a complete, stickler for the rules. Of course he was going to call the Inquisition and say, hey, look, this Space Marine dude, he's effing around with warp stuff, so... And that's what makes the Space Marines good. And again, with the original Dawn of War, no massive, fantastic story arc, no big epic stories, just lots of fighting. And that's what Warhammer 40k is about. And this is where I think Saber... Like I said, this is where Saber Interactive got it and nailed it. Because they knew their audience. They knew who were going to buy it, who were going to enjoy it, and they aimed it at them. It was squarely aimed at those who like 40k for the game. For the, just to see Space Marines shooting stuff, just to see Tyranids tearing stuff up, the over-the-top gore, the over-the-top violence. This is all very much just for the fans of the setting. It wasn't there to appeal to the critic. It wasn't there to appeal to the wider, the wider audience. It wasn't there to appeal to anything other than those who like 40k, and that's where other companies need to look at Saber Interactive, see what they're doing, go and look, and seeing what they've done so very right when it comes to this game. And I've got to be honest with you, it's a fun game. It's mindless. It's the sort of game you just sit down, you just turn your brain off, and you just run forward shooting things. And I freaking love that type of game. They're always the best fun games for me. So this isn't a review of Space Marine 2. It's just kind of a company doing the right thing for once, and I'm actually happy for it in this day and age. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope you have a good time, and I'll see you all in the next one. And thank you very much for watching. Of course, if you want to save money on your wargaming, there's Wayland Games down below, as always, up to 20% off, and free delivery after £20. There is also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, etc, etc, etc. And there's also my merchandise, which is comics and t-shirts and cups and bags and stuff like that, which are all designed and drawn and written by me. Everything's by me. Skyforge, good friend of mine as always. And finally, Patreon, because business. Bye bye.